Hello YouTube. So I just said I'd make a video about my tank and my fish and my equipment. So I recently got some discus. I was a little bit on the fence about getting discus. I kept rainbow fish before that. I still have rainbow fish, obviously. I still love rainbow fish, but yeah, I started getting some discus. I quarantined them, which obviously was a good idea. I treated them for, internal diseases with praziquintal and levamisole. For anybody that watched that video, how to care for discus, which is part of the King of DIY channel. I think it's one of his videos. It's very, very good. It'll give you a lot of good information on that. But yeah, I quarantined them and I treated them with praziquintal and levamisole. Which, look, they're fine. I've had them 2 months now and all my discus are fine. They're actually eating out my hand. Now, they weren't doing that at the start. They were actually very, very afraid of me at the start, but now they're eating out my hand. I did get one that died. It could have been just genetics, or could have been just a bad one from out of the ones that I got. The levamisole that I put in was quite hard on them, so I would be very careful about how much you use of that. So if you're supposed to use like 1/10 of a gram, use half of that. That's what I would do. But I used what I read was supposed to be used, and it seemed like too much. Because they seem to get very finicky when I put it in, and I changed a bit of the water the next day. But anyway, not to worry. They're all fine, apart from that one, obviously. That could have been anything. Yeah, really loving the discus. They're more like a pet than just a fish or something nice to look at with colours and that. I mean, I would see the rainbow fish as that. I find them a very amazing creature, the way they can change colours and that. But the discus, as I said, they eat out of my hand, and they when I come into the room, they're up near, right next to the tank, asking for food basically. The tank is actually a little bit cloudy at the moment, but that's because I've been feeding a lot all day, and I've been feeding a lot all day every day because there's obviously everything is growing in the tank, and I want them to grow as big and as fast as possible. So I'm changing 66% of the water, or 2/3 of the water, 66.666 whatever percent of the water every week. So I'm doing 2 water changes a week, 1/3 at a time. So yeah, it usually is crystal, apart from when I do a lot of feeding, and then obviously I change it and it goes back to crystal. I'll just show you what I have equipment wise. So I have got one canister in here, which is obviously the out and the intake is there, and then I've got another one over here. So nothing spectacular, just 2 canister filters, and there's the out and the intake over here. Then I've got 2 internals in here. I've got a power head here and a power head here. So my idea with them is hopefully to blow the dirt and crap towards this one, and this one to blow dirt and crap towards that one. I'm actually thinking about getting another power head and putting it over here, and even more powerful ones. I want them to meet in the middle, and I want to keep all the stuff, all the debris in the air at all times. And if I can keep it in the air, I can get it into the filters where I want it. I don't want it laying on the ground. See, like that? I don't want that. So that's what I'm trying to do. As you can see, it's a bare bottom tank. I've had plants, I've had gravel, and it was exciting. It really was to have plants in that. But I spent too much time, messing with my gravel and messing with my plants and taking care of them rather than my fish. And I wanted to really have a tank now that I can just concentrate on taking care of the fish. So it is quite basic in terms of decorations, but in terms of equipment and the type of fish I have, obviously it's not very basic really. I mean, I've spent a good bit of money on the fish that I have right now, and in about a year's time I'm going to have a very, very nice array of colours. What else? Oh, my light. So this is just a DIY light. I've seen a few videos online, you've probably seen them yourself. So there's actually 1,200 LEDs in that. I got like basically 4 spools of LEDs and just wrapped them around those. And I put this together with wood, just with ordinary, I think it's cedar, I'm not sure. And yeah, so I got like a remote control for each spool. So like, you know, I've got 4 of these, but I use just 2 of them. And I can change the colors obviously to any color I want. But I'll make a small video on that again. And I'll also make a small video another time on, you know, feeding the discus by hand, because it's actually quite brilliant the way they all just come up and they actually get out of my hand. So you can see them coming up there now. I have a red one in there as well, but he's weirdly shy, and he's usually the one that's never hiding. But just in the past, like half an hour, he started to hide. Don't really know why. It's a bit odd, but I think it's I fed an awful lot of food today, maybe a little too much. But I tried these new color enhancing tablets, or not tablets, granules, and yeah, it might be just that they didn't really go down too well with him. I don't think. Maybe they made him a little bit sick. I would guarantee he'll be fine tomorrow. Very, very hardy discus, that particular one. But yeah, and I feed a bloodworm, and then just obviously a mixture of different things, shrimp, and you know, some of those packets of stuff you can get with everything mixed together. So yeah, and I feed some flakes as well. Yeah, so my rainbows are coming along pretty well too. Obviously they've a long way to go until they start to get their crazy colours. But these Parkizanis, I've had them for about 5-6 months. And you can see now that the colour is just starting from the back tail, and it'll move right up through the body. So I can't wait to see their crazy orange, luminous orange colour. So that's pretty much it on my tank and my fish and my equipment. So I'll post another 2 small videos on what I talked about earlier. So yeah, if I had any pointers on, you know, where I'm at now with my hobby, I would consider myself quite experienced, like, you know, quite experienced at this stage, you know, between knowing about medications and water quality and stuff like that. So yeah, just to anybody that's new and that's thinking of getting into the hobby, quarantine fish, buy them slowly and stock your tank slowly. And I know I made the mistake at the start myself of being impatient and just getting a lot of fish and putting them into the tank too quickly and not quarantining them. But it's not worth it in the long run. You'll just spend more money, and it'll just, you know, you'll be there for hours on end, days on end, trying to get your tank healthy again, and it's just not worth it, believe me. So I quarantine fish now all the time, and just it's great to keep your tank healthy, and it's just much nicer and costs less money, and it's a lot less head wrecking. So thanks for watching. Bye.